We're taking a look at the most recognizable mask in Airsoft in this episode of Airsoftology Reviews. So if you guys play pretty much anywhere, this mask pretty much needs no introduction at all. It is the Dye I4, or Envision 4. If you ever want to know what the I stood for, it actually stands for Envision. And this is probably the most iconic mask when it comes to airsoft and even paintball on the market. So admittedly, a lot of you guys are gonna go, oh my gosh, this is a speed softer's mask. And I know the speed soft community and the players that do play the faster indoor have kind of adopted this as their headgear of choice, but there's a darn good reason why you see so many players on the field with this. It's because this mask really does work very, very well. And I'm gonna go over all the features and all the engineering that went into this mask to make it what it is. So first off, this was designed with paintball in mind, and of course makes it very easy to switch over to the airsoft world. What makes the Dye I4 is a lot of factors, including breathability, your ability to actually not fog yourself up by breathing out, and actually having good airflow, having dual pane thermal lenses, which we'll talk about here in a second, and then also comfort. Those are the big three when it comes to any kind of face and head protection. And especially since a lot of fields these days are requiring ear protection, if you're 18 or under, or even over 18, you're going to need something that kind of serves both. And as much as I love my metal mesh mask, including with the Ear Pro, sometimes it's nice just to throw something on that does it all. So first off, we're gonna talk about the thermal lens. If you guys don't know what a thermal lens is, it's basically a double pane. You'll see it called dual pane lens or thermal lens. What happens is there are actually two lenses here on the goggle. And now this lens system is replaceable too. So if you get it scratched up, beat up, worn out, whatever, it will actually be replaced, which is nice. I love the fact it's modular. But how this lens works is because of those two panes, it traps a little pocket of air in between. So the temperature difference between the inside and outside, basically when you're getting all hot and steamy out there inside this mask, it's a little cooler outside. Even on hot days, it can be 90-something degrees outside, it can be like 110 behind that glass. By separating it with a little pocket of air, it prevents the fogging. It really does a good job almost eliminating that. Now, no mask will get rid of fogging altogether, but this one does a darn good job of nearly negating it totally. And if that doesn't work, don't worry. Inside the mask, they put an anti-fog coating from the factory on it. So not only do you have the dual pane lens, you have anti-fog coating. Double duty, really keeps you from fogging up so you can still see what's going on. Also, it's the wraparound. If you guys notice, it goes all the way to here. Now, I've had one of these masks for years. I've been running a Dye I4 off and on for at least a few years now. The fact that you get so much peripheral vision, you're getting 180 degrees just about because the way the goggle goes all the way here to the side, the actual lens part of this mask. That's another thing to be able to get that and to do this nice curve without any weird distortions or warping. If you guys have run cheaper masks, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It gets all warpy and weird and kind of looks like you're underwater at times as you're looking around. You're not going to get that with the Dye I4. Now let's talk about venting. That's another big thing. Not only do you get venting here at the top to keep that heat up and going away from you, you also get venting here around the mouth. Nice opens. It's closed in the front, so it's small enough so an airsoft projectile will never get through it. You do have some venting down the sides, but it's just this front area, the way it mates up with your mouth, lets all that hot air, or most of it, go straight out of the mask instead of staying in your mask and going back up toward your face. Again, a lot of engineering went in to make that happen. The lower part that is vented here too is made of like kind of a stiffer rubber, but still has some give, and it mates up to these neoprene kind of earpieces. Now these earpieces you can remove. If you want to, you actually pop them off. Your field doesn't require it, and you just want to get rid of these, you can take them off. Personally, I like them. No one likes getting shot in the ear, and it adds a level of comfort to the mask, but because of this whole profile here, it follows your jawline, and it covers what needs to be covered, but it doesn't cover so much to where you can't get that good cheek weld. And this is where it really changes. Usually in paintball, they're not worried about getting down on their sights, right? But they've built a mask that works perfectly for airsoft, the ability to get all the way down on your sights, not have any obstruction, looking down your sights, even iron sights on most guns. Some guns, you're not gonna do it. Like AKs, the whole difference can be a little tight, but most of them, you can get right down and use iron sights. And of course, optics are no problem. Rounding out that comfort, you do get a ton of nice soft foam here around the actual eyepiece, the goggles, around your nose. So you're not gonna walk off the field with those big red creases like you see some people do. And then on the back here too, you get an adjustable strap. It is double buckled, so you can like cinch this thing way down if you got a small head. If you got a big head, you can move it on out and make it fit. Behind it, there is some like rubber stitching in here so it stays put, won't walk up on your head. And of course, if you're playing very aggressively and you're afraid for this thing popping up and off your face, they do have a removable chin strap that mounts inside. It's got a little clip clip on it. You can take that off, you can leave it on, it's totally up to you, but that actually will go here and keep that goggle from getting popped up off your face in case you're doing some aggressive sliding or somehow gets caught on brush as you're moving through and won't flip it off. Then you end up in a blind man situation. So guys, if you've been looking for the pinnacle of airsoft or even paintball mask, I know it's the airsoft channel, but this definitely does double duty, that will definitely check the box of safety, eye protection, comfort, no fog, and breathability, the Dia i4 really is the gold standard for masks in the industry today. Unfortunately, you're gonna pay for it. You're looking right around $150 for one of these masks, depending on the color. Some of the colors go a little bit higher, but considering that every part is replaceable, interchangeable, they've got a fantastic warranty behind their product, and not that you probably ever need to use it, but it is there. It does balance out. And like many players who own these, myself included, you do get what you pay for. So the only downside, like I said, is that price tag, but when you buy once, you're not gonna really have to buy again. I mean, the most you may have to do is get a new lens down the road if you just kind of treat this thing abusive. But don't worry about that, they have a bag in there included. So if you keep this thing in the bag, chances are you're not gonna get that lens scratched up at all. So guys, if you're interested in picking one of these up and you're ready to drop some cash on it to get the best, arguably, eye protection in the airsoft industry, definitely take a look at the Dia i4 mask. And if you guys wanna learn more about it or check out some of the color options, I'll have a link, as always, in the description below. As always, thanks for tuning in. If you're not currently a subscriber, click on the logo in the bottom right or in the description and you'll always be in the know. Plus, if you like what you saw in this video and want to learn more, I've got a link down there as well. And if you haven't had your airsoft fix just yet, click in the videos on the right or use the info button at the top of the screen for more. And as the saying goes, everyone has an opinion, and I do want to hear yours. So give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down on this video, comment, and share.